lots of policemen. But the business are operating. If you're looking at Plain Street here in Parliament, just opposite Parliament, the shops that are in Plain Street were opened today. People were doing their business, shopping. If you look, it's not that dead quiet. You see some people would say maybe they are walking back, they are coming. Traffic presence, but the traffic was smoothly. There was no roadblocks that were there on the N1. That is
Absolutely. Thank you very, very much for joining us, coming to you live from Mathare North. These are the scenes here on Mathare North Road. So what we've done currently is we've joined Mathare from the side of Thika Road through Delaru and the Kenya School of Monetary Studies. Right ahead, we are expecting that Azimio leader Raila Odinga will be coming from that particular direction, making his way this way to Thika Road. And of course, just to get to understand what locals here have to say, they are saying that the cost of living is high. They are saying that they ought to be listened to by President William Ruto. You can see that some of them are wielding empty sufurias, empty cups. They are saying that today is the day that President William Ruto... As it stands right now, we can hear, I mean, it's absolutely crazy right here. One man right there actually holds
Okay, ake sizomunye ke manje sizwe ukuthi wena uthini, sicela nje usondele uze ngapha. The first speaker saying that she was unable to go to work because buses were not in operation today. Let's just hear from you, sizwe ukwena ojwayele ukwenza kwenzekile namhlanje uyasebenza noma wenzani. Sicela nje ubheke ngala sitshele nje akushane wena udaba lakho namhlanje lithini, khona ukuphazamiseka obe nakho namhlanje.
Unohlahla wakadlamini angisebenzi but ngiphazamisekile obe ngithi ngize edrobheni, ngithi ngize izitolo, ngifica izitolo ivaliwe ezinye, so into bengithi ngizoyenza ngicine ngasayenza.
So isiteleka uyasupporta noma cha?
Ngiyasupport. Sikhathele manje lento esiphila.
She was meant to come here in this town of Richards Bay to visit some of the shops, but those shops were unfortunately closed, so she was not able to buy whatever items she meant to buy. She's saying that she's also supporting this national shutdown. She's also saying that she's not satisfied with the pace of service delivery, especially about water in Mandlankala, that is a township next to Richards Bay. So these are some of the views that are coming from the ground. People saying that they're not satisfied with some of the service delivery, especially when it comes to water. Also, due to the load shedding that is currently being implemented, is saying that the country must also rise up against the president of Cyril Ramaphosa, calling for his head. So that's the situation right here in Richards Bay. Currently, we can see that the roads have got quite a minimal number of, motorists and also some of the cars that we have seen on the road. What you can also say is that there are no trucks, because it's usually lots of traffic, especially regarding the John Ross Highway. Today there's none of that. There are no trucks on the road leading up to the port city, one of the busiest port city in the country of South Africa and also in Africa.
Vusi Khumalo, thank you so much for your update. Conversation with the EFF's Marshal Dlamini, of course, raising some pertinent issues there about their march and how police have not allowed them to peacefully protest through the city of Durban. Of course, those visuals a little bit shaky there, but they are coming to us live from Durban. They were not allowed to go into Florida Road a little bit earlier on. And of course, Dlamini saying that this is a concern that they will raise with the commissioner a little bit. Related offences. The arrests come as members of the EFF protest against social and economic challenges faced by South Africans, including crime, corruption, load shedding and unemployment, amongst others. Road and ended up in Eastleigh, eventually now through Juja Road, and they're eventually now in Madare North. Let's listen into some of the activity on the ground.
he went on to go and use the very same blue uniform that is supposed to wage a war against rape, that was supposed to wage a war against legitimate crimes that have been reported to the police, such as murder, such as assault. Sent those police to go and look for people without a court case. Went on to go and assault a female that was working for him there. Washaywa umama walimaswa, and nothing happened. We're here to call upon Ramaphosa to do the honorable thing and resign. So that someone who has principle, someone who holds the oath of office can occupy it. This is the very same Ramaphosa who is at the center now of unbundling ESCOM. They made a budget. Just right now, the new Minister of Electricity and Dancing is appointed. The Minister of Finance tables the budget. Within the budget, they have money for transmission and distribution, but they do not have a budget for generation. The first thing that that guy who loves to dance says is that we must look at the selling of generators. Now that means that all the electricity that will be coming to our households will not be generated by ESCOM. The only work that ESCOM now will be doing is to distribute and transmit electricity. Over all the substations, they are going to buy over what produces electricity in this country. What does it mean for me and you? It means that when we have angered those who own the generators, they will just simply switch it off. And ESCOM will not be able to distribute it. ESCOM will not be able to transmit it to our homes. It means that they can increase the amount of money that we pay for ESCOM at any given time. There is no amount of money that white people who are citizens of this country will have to buy over those substations. Zothengwa abenlungu abahlale America. Run from the house there in England. We are going to have our electricity run outside the borders of this country. But the founding principles of ESCOM by its nature was never to generate profit. ESCOM was made simply and established so that they can be a stable energy companies. That energy grid is supposed to supplement households so that those companies can actually transform the economy of the country, which will equate to jobs. And for the stopping of load shedding in this country. Amandla, away two.
Thank you, Chairperson. Comrades, discipline, but above all for putting your bodies on the line, despite the threats, some of which were displayed on television. You said Yoinyofa Asichiki. And that is the spirit with which I would like to entire continent and the African diaspora.
Ramaphosa, asiwe Sikhathi Marukwana, asiwe Mandla. Comrades, I want to take this opportunity to thank all of you and the people of South Africa and all. Because the sound is not good, it's supposed to be close to the people.
Sky too much more.
Although started by the EFF, we also own this struggle. We are grateful that there are still political formations and unions even if I agree with it, I will not say because it was started by so and so. That's how the enemy wins, through the division of the left. It is high time that the left must unite in South Africa, in Africa, in the diaspora. Because this animal we are facing is called capitalism. It's too huge for us to defeat it as a divided left forces. Out watching this action on the picket lines, you must start doubting yourself, because the left forces cannot see at home on a comfortable couch when Eskom is being dismantled, is being privatized, especially its critical component of generation. Because Eskom is nothing except generation. Once you take away generation of electricity from Eskom, it becomes a shell. Its role will be only to distribute meaning.
Shetani anashindwa. Sisi tunasimama na Mungu ya Wakenya. Nasema Wakenya mnataka.
Comrades that have joined in this shutdown. Continuing a shutdown, continuing.
Is the one who's selling Transnet. Is the one who sold SAA in a dodgy dealing. Is the one that is destroying state-owned enterprises that were inherited from apartheid. Let's take Transnet for instance. If Transnet used to transport so many tons, let's say 100,000 tons, to Richards Bay during apartheid, today Transnet transport.
Tulikuwa tunataka maandamano ya amani.
Taking party. Okay, comrades, fighters,
found an institution that was working and they destroyed it. Prasa today, all the stations where our people used to catch the train, today they are all destroyed and there are no longer trains going to fetch our people. Yet they took it from apartheid as a functional institution. So this one used that opportunity, a capitalist of note, then saw a loophole.
Mheshimiwa Eugene Wamalwa, Mheshimiwa Jeremiah Kioni, Mheshimiwa Lushiri Wajakoya.
This guy, one day, when we have time, we'll tell the history of this guy. He was identified by a British woman during the scouts in Soweto as a young man. And then after identifying him, they adopted him as a child for this British family. When apartheid was refusing this white woman to visit him in Soweto, the white woman will sneak in to see him because his father was a policeman.
A narrative that said the march is about
Godfrey Osotsi, Mheshimiwa Oron kutoka Kisumu.
Got this accent. This accent is not fake like that one of Tulima Donsela. This one is real. Because this one stayed with whites, ate with whites. They taught him fork and knife at an early age. So that's why if he speaks to you as a black person, you must look at his facial expression.
The police had declared today's planned peaceful procession to State House illegal, and they said that Azimio had
failed immediately because it's in a happy place with a family of white people. So here, the ANC was hijacked by a project of the Minel family, the Oppenheimer family.
And a processing constitution that will ensure that the material, spiritual, and intellectual needs
in the Minel's house where Cyril was adopted. Mandela, when he came out of prison, this one sneaked himself into the reception committee. When you look at the video, you will see Cyril pushing people for Mandela and Winnie to pass. When they moved from Soweto, from Cape Town, they went to stay, Mandela went to stay in a Minel's family, not in the same yard, in the same house. By Minel's children in pajamas because this one hijacked Mandela.
And Raila Odinga using the phrase that he used in his campaigns for the presidency last year.
Comrades, we have also been joined now by the president of the PAC, but he's not going to be giving a message of support now. He has delegated the chairperson of the party, Comrade Pusiso, to come and say a few words. Over to you, sir.
Raila Odinga, Martha Karua, Eugene Wamalwa at least. So the planned procession to State House has been thwarted by the authorities, forcing the Azimio coalition to take a secure.
And the initiator of this program, which is EFF, under the CIC. We as the PAC are clear in our determination that we cannot allow the continuation of misgovernance of our country. We as the people, we've been in the program of national building since 1949. The program which calls on all of us to build the institutions that serve the African people. The institutions that we have now serve the white monopoly. It doesn't serve the African people. We got places which are called townships, places that are called villages, that do not get the services of government. Government is servicing suburbs, and the word suburb is a code for higher classes and white capital monopoly. That's what that's what government is servicing now. We are saying Amanda, high morale, high morale, high morale. Comrades, there is a leadership in this march. There is a leadership in this march. Don't allow your march to be diverted. Let us listen to these political inputs so that we can proceed. Sound ya rona hai khulu hakalo.
There's never been a mine worker. How do you form a union of mine workers when you have never been a mine worker? The guy was given money by the Oppenheimer family to form a union after there was a commission of inquiry investigating the workers' conditions in South Africa. Therefore recommended that black people's unions must be recognized. The Oppenheimers, when they realized that black unions are about to emerge and they are the owners of the mine complex, they immediately identified people who must go and form a union. He was one of them. He worked in the legal office of the Oppenheimers. He didn't work in the mine. He was never underground. And therefore they must never go around saying Cyril formed NUM and you all get, you're such a humble beginning. A mine worker, he came from underground to being a president.
Lastly, we don't want to hear the word ruling party. That concept is dead. We are, as the people of this country,
of their own to manage the workers in the mining sector. So you are dealing here with a project that has been there for a very long time. And when you touch this guy, you are touching the Oppenheimers. You are touching the Minen.
3.5. And then the leadership.
Teta.
We are going to take a few alliance and solidarity friends who are with us in this national shutdown. I'm going to introduce Comrade Mzwanele. We are going to be running this short program here together for the leaders of different political formations to come and give a message of support. Members of the media, you are advised that that is what is going to happen. Please, comrades, let's give a big round of applause to Comrade Mzwanele of the ATA.
You know, this man is an orator. Let me try his tricks. Bizani Fire Brigade! Bizani Fire Brigade! Okay, comrades, friends, everyone.
Nifungwe picha sitarudi nyuma, nipigwe teke. Nipigwe teke. Niwekwe pingo. Haya, tumesema kwa kwamba tunataka kuanza na mshidani tukienda town. Tutaanza bashidani sivyo? Sisi tusanyane tuende town mpaka tuende State House sivyo? Sasa baba, mara ingine tunaenda huko, tunaanza hapa Madare sivyo? Shetani ashindwe! Shetani ashindwe!
Not even Nopkiris, they have nothing except their bodies and their voices. They get shot at by the police, by the soldiers. You know why they were shooting those kids? They were not shooting the kids. They were trying to intimidate me and you, that if you dare come tomorrow, this is a Mickey Mouse will show you who we are. Na re tshoseke maru a o tabosele a re tshoseke mara wa tshwene re nyaka go bona monga ona
Drunkards like Fikile Balula, who knows absolutely nothing but women and alcohol. We are not going to be discouraged by those kind of people. We want to thank you, fighters, for coming up in numbers and join.
Well, when Raila Odinga first called for his supporters to act, that was around 7th of December 2022, and that particular time, the issues that Raila Odinga was having was majorly the committee, the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee at the National Assembly, that at that time had just received petitions for the removal of 4 IEBC commissioners. Remember, Juliana Cherera, Justice Nyangaya, Francis Wanderi, and Irene Masi. So around that time, just to bring you, our viewer, to speed on how we got here today, is that immediately upon the receipt of those petitions, JLAC started here, determining whether they would recommend the president to form a tribunal. And Raila Odinga stated that he would call the people to act on behalf of those commissioners. And that is when he called for that particular meeting at Kamkunji grounds. Just to give you the political image of this particular area, Kamkunji grounds is under the constituency of the Member of Parliament, Yusuf Hassan. So that is where, that was the reason for the very first rally. And when we went to that rally and expecting action or the people to hit the streets in defense of Juliana Cherera and the 3 other commissioners, Raila Odinga in that particular meeting issued
tax money. We are the taxpayers. So you must never feel bad that you are here to demand this guy to lead, because Ramufida Gamu, it's our money. So when we come here, leave our house, because you have abandoned it. Yes, left this house. Reunites a part-time president. Let's not allow that. If we allow this with this one,
is another Azimio or ODM stronghold, having the representation of Babu Owino, who is the Member of Parliament for that particular area. But even as that date drew closer, we saw a press conference called by Opio Wandai at the National Assembly, in which he said those Jamhuri days, Jamhuri Day celebrations would not happen. And many people at that particular time said that Raila Odinga had perhaps cowed not to have the parallel celebrations, because he had assured his supporters that this would happen. However, Raila Odinga came out and said that he had received an invite at
and he must leave now. He is no longer our president. Aye pala pala, ayo na comfortably go pala pala, and do not disturb anyone. Comrade, police must whatever fitamune. Reberekile bosi. Lady Commander Jela get to be my nacho, Nambuisen and Asa Pile, my Naban Navale Baba Divan. Reberekile.
Because this cabinet, just imagine, the minister of youth, about 4 years.
Actual results. And Raila Odinga, upon his return, endorsed this very sentiment. In fact, repeated that now he wanted servers to be opened. And this being in December, Raila Odinga promised that he would call his people out. But yet again, that did not materialize till the end of 2022. And so many people started speaking about, is Raila Odinga really serious about having mass actions? Was it, announcing that this would happen, then it does not happen. But again, we fast forward to February 22nd, 2022, because Raila Odinga by this time had assured that he does not recognize the government of William Ruto.
What's all your meta Mudian? Yabaya betali free, ya fisha free. Yam Montar wa papa. Kwela pap. Rutamamu. le banna ba ba maphodisa di commander re bereka ga botse ba this way that way ibile ke eta ke ba ralukisha mo tseleng e ba ya left ke ya right ke dlala le bona mola re dlala game. They don't have a problem.
Another time he read a list of 5 issues with a sixth demand being that if this is not done within 14 days, then my people will go out to the streets in terms of mass action. At that particular time, a 14-day ultimatum issued to President William Ruto would then take us to the 8th of March 2022. And so many people were expectant that by the 8th of March, because that is when this was lapsing, that by the 8th of March we would see these protests across the country. I remember we met Raila Odinga when he made that impromptu visit to the parliament buildings, especially at the Senate, and we asked him, now the 14-day ultimatum you gave is ending, what do we expect tomorrow? And Raila Odinga stated that, look, keep an eye, we will definitely act. The next day we saw Raila Odinga converge with his supporters again for the launch of the movement for the defense of democracy. And just to hold it right there, I can see the people of Mathare now.
Government must go.
Go back. But to make it a mile Lebona Church Square until here, I never had problems with them. So while Linyaga will cause a problem,
there will be service delivery for all the people of this country. We want clean running water. We want a police service that fights crime. We want to make sure that the land is returned to the people. Expropriation of land without compensation. We want to make sure that the South African Reserve Bank will be nationalized. And we want to make sure that women and children can be safe in this society. None of these things, comrades, can be done by Cyril Ramaphosa and his sell-out government. It is clear that the African National Congress is dead. The ANC is a sell-out thing that sold its soul to white monopoly capitalism and to imperialism. Today, we are being ruled by new liberalism, and the ideals of the liberation struggle has been betrayed. So all of us, comrades, and this is the last part of the message from the African Radical Economic Transformation Alliance. All of us, EFF, UDM, ATM, PAC, every civil society organization, let us form unity. Let us speak with one voice. Let us make sure that Ramaphosa and his government will go. Let this shutdown not be a once-off action. Let us continue with rolling mass action until we can get
in Europe, this doctor within our
Americana. Let us make sure that they will not abuse the South African Police Service and the South African National Defence Force.
Deep into Mathare, because we have seen previously each and every time running battles between the police and people in such places where there is such a huge population
of this country. We are using our constitutional right to protest and to lock down. We call on all of those soldiers and all of those police.
It's our own tire, we are burning it. What's your problem? We are not even burning people with these tires. We are burning our own tires. What is the problem with that? So we must protect our protest culture and not be ashamed of it. That protest, amongst other things,
Amata! Viva the return of the land to the people! Viva! Viva the nationalization of the South African Reserve Bank! Viva! Viva!
Drive home. There is a protest. They don't have to tell you. You see the certain features or when you are today. There is a problem here at home. South Africa is like that. As a president, married to us, as South Africans, your wife. When you see a tire burning, you must know my wife is very angry today. Without saying a word, just a tire.
Down with Ramaphosa, down. Hamba Ramaphosa, hamba. Hamba Ramaphosa, hamba. Down with load shedding, down. Down with load shedding.
We will not stop burning tires. We are not burning anyone. We are not burning any property. We are burning our own tires and we dance around them. What about these clever blacks? Whatever they have today, that made them clever blacks.
Could see that there was only one option, and thus it was easy for the police. But at this particular time, where several options are on the table, it is interesting to see what option Raila Odinga will take in terms of if he is still accessing State House, then what route is he taking to State House? While addressing the people of Mathare North a few minutes ago, he said, "Hiki ni kionjo tu. This is just the beginning." And there is that plan to keep having these demonstrations every so often on a weekly basis. So perhaps if there is no success in accessing State House today, then there could be success in accessing State House in the subsequent demonstrations. I have also seen...
SAVEDNews is here to say, comrades, it cannot be business as usual in the country. If there are any revolutionaries that are still have got
opportunity to say anything bad about us, our day is made. We have registered a huge success in South Africa that no one has ever registered. No one. And anyone who wants to ask.
But we are on Thika Road, cars now moving, vehicles, the traffic is moving really fast. And we are trying through Simon Shiko, trying to keep up with the procession to know.
We are in a situation where the country is in a great state, where a country is picking up dead bodies through violence of 84 every day, comrades. And that cannot be accepted. Women are being raped. They are counting a statistics of cases that are being reported that are 134 a day. And you think that the country is normal. So every revolutionary person, any person who still has a consciousness, put your love for Ramaphosa and the ANC aside. Put the interest of the country and the future of the country forward. This country needs people that are going to be honest and loyal only to the service of these people. We are Jamlis and the country. Ramaphosa comes to Kayela Dala. Uba being a president is a side hustle. The Ayana State is a side hustle being a president. This is a anything of people said that I am now happy with the lives of our country.
No. And then you still come the way you came in your numbers. When the state machinery, all of it is declared on you. The soldiers, the police, the buses, everything that is sponsored by state, stay away from those people. They've got leprosy. You'll be affected. And they all stayed away. Only progressive bus owners and taxi owners who are fighters themselves said to us, we will...
We expect students to because day in, day out companies, they cannot accept students of higher education. So we're going to the economic sector.
Who said that Odinga wants to have his way into government. He wants to push the government to the wall and push for what is called Nusumkate. But that has not...
Just find something against him. Every day, they meet from 6 until very late at night. They play my speeches word for word. Find something against him. We want to arrest him. the process, the NPA. Were involved in exercising our own right, and no one can take away.
That we had, but whatever route he decides to take, we are still with him, and we will cover it live for our viewers, even as Raila Odinga makes true his threat that he will hold these demonstrations.
Please conduct yourself in a disciplined manner back home, and tell everybody who's not here today but stayed at home that the EFF is very thankful of them. They listen to the message of the EFF, and 95% of business in South Africa today was closed. Now, the illiterate Secretary General of the ANC says this was a flop. You know what's going to happen? He must listen to the news at 7, an economic analyst that will tell him how
has had on the country. And even as we look at the political side, remember there was that attempt to deflate Raila Odinga by having his people cross over to government. Remember, members of parliament initially elected.
Constitution. So fighters, the bus coordinators will announce how we are going to move, and in that order we'll move back home, and the ground forces know what else should be done as we depart back to our bases. That's very, very important. We want to thank all the political parties that are here and their leadership and the cooperation that we have experienced everywhere. When the leadership was told, let's line up like this one, you have an argument.
the defense, the protection, the line that the police will put is what we want to see. Initially, we thought that having taken a completely different route towards Isili, then this journey was not a reality. But right now, look at where we are. We are right outside Parklands Day Nursery School. So very, very close again to the other end in which State House is situated. If all goes well, those are the police officers blocking the people from going down. We get what he says will be a fair commission, because according to him, with the new law that was passed by Parliament just the other day in terms of selecting the IEBC selection panel, Raila Odinga says that the president has the advantage of having his people in the team. Right now we are at the Museum Hill roundabout. From this particular area, it is possible to proceed with Wayaki Way, which is what has happened. Police officers.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Come on.
I want to quickly.
Last time we met when it was for. Was it? Yes, yeah. But there was a function.
Yeah, it was. There was a visit.
Yeah.
We have to shop a long shot fast to fail. Shafiq!
Alright, I'll be quick, man.
Matching, not the particular political party matching to the play but this one it is a whole public that says a lot of what is the electorate because the cost of living is too high unless people are giving the cost of living too high and living is high. So if it is a public match, it's not a excellency makes a leader. But how is taking excellency to whatever they are making in effortless and even choosing an aspect of a leader that is a criteria of work.
Yeah, but this is not your house. Give us space.
He will faint.
The
elected here, me go guy.
Silva Camora,
Union building ya mfishwe. No, ngeta manje. Bese le khana. Yo. Hey. Exercise. Rally Jimmy is yeah? Yeah, no, it's can't. Outer street. Yeah, mashuka.
What's interesting to us is that we're unable to get South Africa tweet up. So have they shut down the thread on Twitter? We ask Americans to go in on Twitter and type in South Africans and see if you can get a response on Twitter. Ours is blocked.
Out of their respective homes as they make this trek back to the office. I've seen some people falling back in line as well as they join in on this particular group. But I'm going to see if I can't get some reaction from some people that have joined this protest as it moved through eThekwini Metro. Let's see if we can grab this gentleman here in the Forefront. So you're live on SABC News. Tell us, why did you make the choice to come and join EFF today?
I made this choice because a lot of people here in South Africa, they are not working and there is no jobs. And we're here today to say we're sick and tired of this load shedding things and all the stuff. And please, guys, this man, Cyril Ramaphosa, must step down. We're sick and tired of this man. There is no jobs here in South Africa. There is a lot of poverty here, a lot of crime here. I can count so many things. But we're sick and tired of this man. He must step down. Now is the time to step down.
You talk about a lot of jobs, unemployment in the country. Are those the only challenges that you as a South African citizen is facing?
Actually, there are so many challenges we are facing here in South Africa. As you can see here behind me, these people, most of these people are students. They are struggling and they don't know where to go when they finish their degrees and all the stuff. There is no jobs. I have 7 years completed my degree and I'm not working even now. You see, you can see a lot of poverty here in South Africa because of this man. Today we are here to say Cyril Ramaphosa must step down. Step down, this man. He must step down now.
Okay, thank you very much for sharing your views.
Thank you.
Well, that was Spoo, one of the members that have joined in on the EFF protest as they protest here in eThekwini Metro. Some of the issues on the table is much like the issues across the country, as the issues of unemployment. Spoo just saying there that he has been unemployed for 7 years. He can't find a job, and most of the members and the people that are protesting today are actually students from Mangosuthu University of Technology as well as Durban University of Technology, and they are all calling for more job creation in the country, apart from the first citizen stepping aside, that being our President Cyril Ramaphosa. So that's what's happening at the moment. We've stopped for a short while. It has been a couple of hours since this group has been moving through eThekwini Metro. The last stop, I'm told, is going to be the EFF offices in Glenwood. It's back to you, Mrs. Bongi.
All right, Jade, we'll continue to touch base with you to see what's happening there on the ground as you continue to monitor this protest. And
Yes, now, which one is good sound? This one. Then give me the mic, let me hear.
The economic freedom fighters are the ones that are pulling this protest and the national shutdown in South Africa. They are demanding the president resign. We're going to put some pictures of this on our website, which is right here, SAVEDnews.com. We'll have more information on this, and you'll be able to stream this and go back and watch this live.
Sorry.
EFF states that the protest is a refusal that we must belong in the heart of darkness. It's being stated that this is the most successful shutdown in the history of South Africa. For some reason, Twitter is refusing to pull up our South Africa when we search for it. However, I'm able to do it with my phone. So we're able to bring you some information. So we'll have to put it on our website since it is not loading on the website. We encourage you to go to Twitter and see if you can find that information, but not now.
I'm going to introduce again Comrades Ronele of the ATM to give us the list of speakers of the comrades that have joined in this shutdown. Pandering a shutdown, pandering! Puma Ramaphosa, Puma! Ena Kesi, Ena!
Here are some still shots from earlier today as they go forward. The economic freedom fighters are the group that has coordinated this protest in South Africa. These are pictures you can see. There's thousands of people, not just in one location, but all across South Africa that are protesting.
Phansi ke-matrix banking, phansi! Banja! Okay, comrades, fighters, servants, all of us, other structures have spoken in stage one. Where we are now, we're going to give others an opportunity to speak. I hear that you've got leadership from Pudemo. Where is leadership from Pudemo? Can they come forward? Mario. Leadership from Pudemo, where are you? I've got leadership from Pudemo. Once they are coming, I also have leadership from APC. A stalwart in these political issues. Comrade Temba Kodi, who needs no introduction. Ilizwe! Ilizwe!
We'll commemorate tomorrow. Africa, today we have killed a narrative that said the march is about violence, to try and obscure the issues that are being raised. We are here today, we are here so far without the violence that had been predicted. As revolutionaries, we understood that it is only the regime that will benefit from violence and not our people. We want to say as the APC that the ANC cannot be allowed to mismanage and mislead the country in peace. They must be challenged, they must be held accountable, and our being here today is holding them accountable. We equally want to say the challenges we're facing today are themselves a confirmation that the Kempton Park consensus, the CODESA agreements, have reached their full potential. We need a new national consensus. We need a new national constitution that is premised on the logic of the African situation, and a processing constitution that will ensure that the material, spiritual, and intellectual needs of the individual are met. We should all be saying forward to the Second Republic forward, because the First Republic coming out of CODESA has served its cause and can no longer serve our people. I want to say we are not here because we are just angry or frustrated, but it is because we have an alternative vision to that of the status quo. We want an Africanist, socialist democracy. It must be Africanist because it must be informed by the history, the character and the realities of Africa. It must be socialist because it must be all our people and not the few. It must be democratic because the will of the people must be respected. Is the name. Africa. Thank you very much. Comrades, we have also been joined now by the president of the PAC, but he's not going to be giving a message of support now. He has delegated the chairperson of the party, Comrade Pusiso, to come and say a few words. Over to you, sir. Program Director, thank you very much for giving the PAC this opportunity. Firstly, let's acknowledge the host and the initiator of this program, which is EFF under the CIC. We as the PAC are clear in our determination that we cannot allow the continuation of misgovernance of our country. We as the people, we've been in the program of national building since 1949. The program which calls on all of us to build the institutions that serve the African people. The institutions that we have now serve the white monopoly. It doesn't serve the African people. We got places which are called townships, places that are called villages, that do not get the services of government. Government is servicing suburbs, and the word suburb is a code for higher classes and white capital monopoly. That's what that's what government is servicing now. We are saying
Amandla, high morale, high morale, high morale. Comrades, there is a leadership in this march. There is a leadership in this march. Don't allow your march to be diverted. Let us listen to these political inputs so that we can proceed. Sound yarona, hai khulu hakalo, but let us be disciplined.
Vincent Odor and Dixon Onyango are also in Mathare covering Raila Odinga. Vincent, we've heard him speak. Has his message stayed consistent throughout the stops he's made?
Absolutely, you know, the entourage had taken a stop for some time here, deep inside Mathare slum, basically somewhere known as a Uruma center. And most of the leaders who are in this entourage had taken a stop to wait for Azimio leader Raila Odinga to arrive where they were. So right now, the entourage has started to move after Azimio leader Raila Odinga and other leaders who are accompanying Odinga in this entourage managed now to find their way to where we are here at Uruma Center. I think the car that Odinga was in took a wrong route, so they had to find their way back to come and decide to use the route through Uruma Center. And what is happening right now is now where we are, if we continue using this route through Uruma Center, then we are going to get to Thika Road. And the strategies of Azimio political brigade have decided to try and go and use Thika Road to try and access Nairobi CBD, having realized that using Outer Ring or using Jogo Road is a bit difficult, and also another alternative route that they wanted to use has already been blocked. So the journey now continues. This is now phase 3 towards Nairobi CBD. And what is happening right now is when you realize the moment the entourage started moving from Eastleigh, First Avenue to along Juja Road, to Mathare Slum, to Uruma Center, the number of supporters are growing each second, each minute, and it is huge right now.
We're going to have those messages of support as already announced. And I've been looking for Temper Cody here. I know he's in the mix there somewhere. Please allow him to come through. But the first one to speak now, it's a person from the President of Land Party, Tobani Nzongana. What's that?
Manda! Manda! Isaba! Isaba! Thank you very much, Commander-in-Chief, for organizing this relevant day. We've been waiting for this moment. It's long overdue. Our young people are suffering. Our people, the poor, particularly the black, are suffering. There is a high unemployment. Small businesses are suffering because of the poor government of the ruling party, the ANC and Ramaphosa. We want to say thank you very much, Commander-in-Chief, and I will address everyone that is here as a fighter, because you cannot be here if you cannot fight. This is not a platform for cowards. This is a platform for revolutionaries, people who understand why we are here. We are not going to be intimidated by Begikele, by drunkards like Fikile Balula, who knows absolutely nothing but women and alcohol. We are not going to be discouraged by those kind of people. We want to thank you fighters for coming up in numbers and join this revolutionary moment. I can tell you fighters that it is happening everywhere in this country. Those who are saying it is a failure, they are talking absolutely rubbish. It is a great success. This is a historic moment that needs each and every one of us to be on the street. I must express this disappointment to see young people hanging in the windows that's supposed to be on the street while we are fighting for them. It shows how our youth, particularly the young people, that we are having cowards. Young people, let us be strong. I hope, Commander-in-Chief, you are going to extend these days. Next time you'll call for the 30 days of shutdown. We are really hungry. We are really hungry for revolution. We cannot remain in boardrooms, talk nonsense, discussing nonsense, while our people are suffering. We can no longer remain in front of media, enjoying interviews, while young people are suffering in this country, while Ramaphosa is selling our country to the West, while our country is going to the dogs. Our military is destroyed. We cannot defend this country, but they've got rifles and weapons to defend corrupt leaders in the ANC Lutuli House. Amandla! Amandla! Long live the undying revolutionary spirit, long live! Asitiki fighters, Asitiki! Asitiki! Salute! Pansi for Ramaphosa, Pansi! Pansi! Pansi for Ramaphosa, Pansi! Pansi! Puma Ramaphosa, Puma! Puma Ramaphosa, Puma! Down with no shutting down! Down with no shutting down! We want more jobs! Family! Okay, fighters, comrades, friends, servants, everyone. We are now going to have the next speaker. The next speaker is going to be a representative from the Forum for Service Delivery. Over to you, sir.
My name is Make no mistake. I'm here representing.
Tuko na Bwana Junet Mohamed, Governor Gladys Wanga, tuko na Mama Gogo, tuko vile vile.
Ramaphosa must step down. Now we've got the challenge of the service delivery. All the roads in our municipalities, they're full of potholes. Our kids, our universities, the fiscal government, they promised free education, but now there's nothing. They need to give up. 60% of youth unemployment. We are fighting the forum for service delivery. Ramaphosa must fall. Ramaphosa must fall.
Because this cabinet, just imagine, the Minister of Youth, about more than 70 years, Minister of Youth. How can the Minister of Youth represent youth like that? Mama Congo. Just imagine. Party de la Cosa Party! Party de la Cosa Party! Thank you very much, dear.
We thank you and the EFF for having called this national shutdown. All of us who are uniting here to be part of this shutdown are talking one message. And that message is that Cyril Ramaphosa and his failed government must go. That message is that we want electoral...
Leo ilikuwa ni mwanzo. Mambo tena Jumatatu ijayo tuko maandamano sawa kila Jumatatu. Mnaunga mkono, tuko hapa na mama.
We want to make sure that the South African Reserve Bank will be nationalized. And we want to make sure that women and children can be safe in this society. None of these things, comrades, can be done by Cyril Ramaphosa.
Mwenye makosa. Tunajua mwenye aliita hii maandamano, tunajua mwenye anaongoza maandamano. Rais William Ruto yeye amekaa kwa ofisi, anaendelea kufanya kazi. Raila Odinga anang'ang'ana na Adamson Bugei, komanda wa polisi Nairobi. So kama kuna kitu kitatokezea ni Raila Odinga. Na mimi na wasii polisi mahali imefikia, Raila Odinga akamatwe, awekwe ndani, tuone kama inji italipuka Raila akiwekwa ndani.
Nimrod Mbai ambaye ni mbunge wa Kitui Mashariki, kwa dakika sekunde 30 sababu tunataka kumpisha na tunaona pale mambo yanaendelea. Daktari,
mimi kwa kumalizia ujumbe wangu ni kwa rais. Anakumbuka wakati tulikuwa na National Accord wakati wa Kofi Annan, alikuwa na msimamo fulani pale na wale walikuwa pale. Uli msimamo mkali ulituelekeza mahali pabaya. Wakati huu ni nafasi yake kama kiongozi wa taifa aache msimamo mkali ambao yuko nao.
Let us make sure that Ramaphosa and his government will go. Let this shutdown not be a once-off action. Let us continue with rolling mass action until we can get rid of the butcher of Marikana. Let us make sure that they will not abuse the South African Police Service and the South African National Defence Force against us. We are not violent. We are peaceful. We are abiding by the democratic laws of this country. We are using our constitutional right to protest and to lock down. We call on all of those soldiers and all of those police who have been told by Ramaphosa to come and try and intimidate us. We say on them, you are part of our communities. Join us, be part of us, help us to get rid of Cyril Ramaphosa and this failed government. Yes! Amandla! Viva the return of the land to the people! Viva! Viva the nationalization of the South African Reserve Bank! Viva! Viva the creation of a state bank! Viva! Long live the people of South Africa! Long live! Down with Ramaphosa! Down! Down with Ramaphosa! Down! Amandla! Thank you, comrades. Oh, that thing is breaking.
Amandla! Amandla! Phansi ngombuso wamasela phansi! Phansi ngombuso wamasela phansi! Mawuwe umbuso wamasela mawuwe! Mawuwe umbuso wamasela mawuwe! Forward the unity of working class forward! Forward to the unity of working class forward! Thank you, comrades. As the comrade has already introduced me, my name is Nondembe Gokaluzipo, the Deputy General Secretary of SAVEDNews. Freedom fighters, we are willing to support other national shutdowns that will come forward because we are running a state. We must accept that the state has collapsed. We are in a situation where the country is in a great state, where a country is picking up dead bodies through violence of 84 every day, comrades, and that cannot be accepted. Women are being raped. They are counting a statistics of cases that are being reported that are 134 a day. And you think that the country is normal.
want nothing to hand over. Our demands are simple. We want Ramaphosa to leave this house and leave this house with immediate effect. We are not here to play. We are here to ask Ramaphosa to leave this house. So please take your time. Those who know slogans, they can come and sing here. Those who are riding, please go on the right. Those who are riding, go on the right. There is a lawn. We are going to be here for a very long time. And you are going to thank me later. You will realize you were disciplined. You got a nice spot. Because we have no memorandum. We have nothing to hand over. Our demands are simple.
Agenda ya makapitali
Asuta mtate. Asuta mtate. Asuta mtate.
They must come.
I want to quickly start.
Shafiq!
Alright, I'll be quick, man.
Matching, not a particular political party matching to the play but this one it is a whole public that says a lot of what is elected because the cost of living is too high. Whereas people are giving the cost of living too high and living this way. So this is
not your house. Give us space.
He will faint.
The director here, my guy.
So they think that everyone is not affected. The people on the ground are struggling because of the small businesses are closing. Lots of businesses are closing. People are affected. They can't operate properly because load shedding is affecting everyone else. So the security cluster, they don't understand the pain of all people. So they miscalculated everything. They decided that they are going to unleash maximum violence. That's the command they've given to the police, that the police must respond with maximum violence. So we are not happy with the violence response from police. We thought that they would be patient with the people because the protest is a constitutional right. People are allowed to protest, but the state does not want our people to protest. They are blocking people from walking freely. They don't want our people to walk freely. They are arresting our people only by protesting, not doing anything. They were not violent. They keep on arresting. They arrested a fighter called Febsi in the CPT who was only doing pamphleteering, issuing pamphlets. Easy on the street, issuing pamphlets. Why is it a sin to issue out pamphlets? So the state is very aggressive, and we do not know why are they doing that. But we're not shocked by that tendency from Cyril Ramaphosa, because Cyril Ramaphosa is the one that clamped down and killed 34 mine workers in Marikana. He shot Mambush 14 times in the head. So we're not surprised by that response from him. He does not understand the cries of the masses of our people, and there is nothing that he'll ever understand. But what we can promise you for sure is that it's going to stay.
Winnie Mandela, Mama wo mukondo wezes, ati Winnie Mandela, awe mama wo mukondo wezes, sinete magumama, sinete magumama wetu, sinete maguine, sinete magumama. Mama, Tio, Mama, Tio, Winnie Mandela, Mama wo mukondo wezes, ati Winnie Mandela, awe mama wo mukondo wezes.
We thank everybody for joining us on Save News TV. We will stay abreast on this story and come back. We are covering the South Africans' national shutdown. The economic freedom fighters are the ones that have coordinated this event, fighting for justice of the South Africans. So make sure you please like, share, and subscribe. Share this video because the U.S. national media will not report on this, but we are reporting on this. So continue. We will be back. Go to our website, SAVEDNews.com, and we will be uploading some additional information on this event. Again, we thank all the news organizations that we've been pulling from, Twitter, and the economic freedom fighters websites that we have been pulling information from. Again, thank you so much for joining us for Save News TV. We will be back with more information. Have a blessed day.
Go, go, go.